everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome. Please make sure that you catch up with the other videos because today we're actually going in the belly of the beast. I'm going to be explaining or describing the areas of occupations in occupational therapy. Right now, I think we have an understanding of what occupational therapy is, and if you don't, let me give you a quick summary. So occupational therapy is its primary goal is to assist people to be able to participate in activities of everyday life. So in my previous video, I've tried to explain or break it down to its simplest forms what these occupations are. So we speak about activities of daily living, and we know that those activities are things that we do on a daily basis. Things like getting out of bed, moving around, bathing, dressing, sleeping, eating, toileting. Those are very important activities that we do on a daily basis. And that's one of the areas in which occupational therapy or occupational therapists go into and discover how exactly has there been a dysfunction in you being able to participate in those activities and help provide solutions for that. So now we're going to look at all the other areas of occupations and just basically understand that occupational therapy sees people as occupational beings. To be alive is to be occupational. So that's where the occupation comes from in terms of occupational therapy. It's the activities that we do on a daily basis. Some of them have become very habitual. Some of them are special in terms of maybe they happen once a year, like planning a Christmas party. And it's not like an everyday occupation, but it is something that you do maybe once a year or twice a year. So now we're going to be looking at the 8 areas of the 8 areas of occupation, and I'm just gonna take it easy and just keep it simple and basic. So the first area of occupational is personal management. So personal management is something that we also can look at as self-care. So in the personal management, we have the activities of daily living, such as eating, dressing, toileting. Those are activities that you do to your body, that you do to your own self, you need in order for you to participate into the world. And then we look at the basicness of it, as in the basic dressing, bathing, eating, toileting, and then we look at the higher order scale of it in terms of refined forms of self-care. There are things like grooming, nails, makeup, hair. That's where we start looking at a person's refined forms of self-care, and that's on the higher spectrum of the personal management or self-care. Then we have IADLs, so instrumental activities of daily living, which I think for some of us, because I went to vet, we call them survival skills. So those are all the activities that you do outside of your body. So managing the home, managing finances, managing medication, taking care of your children, taking care of pets. Those are survival skills that you need to learn in order for you to survive in the world outside. So there are different categories of it. There's obviously the basic survival skills like taking care of others, to your more complex. Then we have rest and sleep. So rest and sleep is actually one of a crucial area of occupation because it affects someone's health and it affects someone's well-being. So we as occupational therapists need to make sure that our patients or our clients are getting enough sleep, or they are having a pattern in which their sleep is not affecting their ability to go to work, their ability to participate in their daily activities. We look at rest and sleep to make sure that the client is getting appropriate rest and sleep, and they are able to manage their times of going to bed and waking up in the morning, and making sure that the medication is not, if they are on medication, making sure that that medication is not causing a dysfunction in their rest and sleep. Maybe they are becoming too drowsy and they're struggling to wake up to go to work, or they're struggling to fulfill other activities that they need to because they are so deprived of sleep, or they are getting too much sleep. We look at work and productivity. So when we look at work and productivity, we look at a person's ability to get up in the morning, get to work. What time do you get to work? What are the factors that are affecting you to get to work on time? And we look at a person's work in order for us to establish if they are able to work, because it's important on a daily basis for us to be able to wake up and go to work. That's how we all make our living. So if this person is just recently had a stroke, obviously there's different ways in which now they will be able to engage in work. So we have to look at that area of occupation and try and suit it now to the current condition that's happening right now. We also look at self-presentation, work competency. We look at how to equip you best to be fully functional in your work area. That is obviously for the adults. And then we have education for the students. We look at what is affecting their learning ability, what are their study methods, what are their study routine, what is impacting their ability to learn, or whatever dysfunction is happening in that area. We have to zoom in there and actually look at what is happening so that we can provide solutions, and so that person is able to engage in their school activities, to be ready for their exams and doing their project. Then we talk about social participation. Social participation is very important as adults because we are in the world where we have to share our space with other people. So social participation starts at the basics in terms of, are you aware of other people? Are you aware of their names? Because you can get that once somebody has been in a traumatic situation, they can actually be so affected that the main basic thing is to just start with the basics of making them aware of the people around them. And then we go and we look at the higher order skill in terms of, when they are in society, are they able to read the social cues? Do they have social judgment? Are they able to participate constructively and with appropriate behaviors when they are outside socializing with other people? Then we also look at making sure that they are not depriving the area, because sometimes when somebody has been sick, or somebody has had a traumatic experience that's left them permanently disabled or temporarily disabled, their social participation is the area that suffers the most, because the person is just usually not motivated to even take care of themselves, never mind going out into the world and socializing. So we try and make sure that even though our clients are going through something, we still try to help them socialize into the world, because it's very important to socialize into the community or with the people that they are at home with. So usually with social participation, we run groups so that patients are able to relate and see and be with other people, and slowly integrate and keep that social participation going, even if it has been affected due to an illness or a permanent disability. Then we have leisure. So leisure is actually one of the most complex, I think, because leisure is relative. You know, I might be doing netball as a leisure, but somebody could be doing that professionally and are getting remunerated for it, which is then work. So for me, playing netball could be a leisure activity, and also you can look at it as a social participation, but some people are actually doing it professionally. So leisure activities are things that you do in your spare time. So when you're not working, when maybe you're not around people, because maybe then we can take it as a social participation type of thing. So leisure activities are things like reading, fishing, journaling, taking time to take a drive, go to like viewing a new city. If you like the sunsets, or you enjoy the sunrise and you actually get up and you go. Leisure activities are very, very person based, and leisure activities are actually important because most of the time, especially with our psych patients, we find that they are engaging in destructive activities or leisure activities like smoking, drinking, and excessively so. And that then spills into the areas of occupations because that area is so disruptive. So we look at leisure activities in terms of destructive leisure activities, and then we try and engage them in constructive leisure activities. We look at if our patients have the awareness or the concept of leisure. And most of the time we do, but as a Black community, some of us don't have the luxury to go fishing, go cycling, go canoeing because of our financial backgrounds. But there's definitely other ways for us to engage in leisure activities that are not destructive and detrimental to our health. We try and look at the area of occupation, and we look at what is it that is hindering you from participating meaningfully in that area, and we provide solutions in terms of what we can help you change in those areas of occupations or improve for you to engage meaningfully and purposefully in your areas of occupation. So when you're just summing it up and bringing it together, you must understand that you are an occupational being, and your occupations are the things that you do on a daily basis. And then the last but not least occupation that we look at is play. Because occupational therapy is a profession that works with children all the way through to the elderly, it's important for us to look at children's occupation, area of occupation, which is play. So most of the time when a child is sick or they are in hospital or they are not well, they need to be able to play, because kids learn through play and they discover a lot of their lives through play. So we as occupational therapists try and align our therapy in terms of allowing a child to play so that we are able to look at what exactly is affecting their play. Are they too sick? Are they too malnourished? Are they unable to move around? I mean, when a child is not able to get to point A to point B, how are they mastering their environment? How are they learning their environment? So we look at that occupation and we make sure that we are treating it during therapy, but also we are trying to get better ways for the child to play, because we have different kinds of play. Is the child engaging age-appropriate play? We look at those things and we try to get the child to a level which they are within their age in terms of the kind of play that they are using. I mean, if an 8-year-old is playing with a racket, it's showing you that there is a little bit of a delay there, and we need to try and improve and get them to maybe doing play of constructive play activities like board games and puzzle. So we try and make sure that the child is engaging in age-appropriate play, and if there's anything that's affecting that, we try to get to the bottom of it so that we understand what is happening with the child and how best to allow them to fully be a child and play and learn through play. So I hope you've learned a little thing or two about areas of occupation in occupational therapy, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching my video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and please do follow me on Instagram on WomanAura. Thank you so much. I'll see you